Hey, this is the first, the last of the Nerdom. This is our Wednesday show, and in our little mini series here, we are covering Thomas's first watch through Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's been fun. I've seen all of them. I guess you call me the veteran of them, and it's just really cool. Last week it was very exciting. I was excited when we did this, and then this week we cover episodes 4, 5, and 6 of season 1 of Star Trek, to originally debut in 1987. It was the second TV show iteration of Star Trek. And in between the original series and several major motion pictures, some were good, some were meh. But this is the first season. With that being said, in that intro, I'm Mike.
And I'm Thomas.
And
this
we're
is
covering.
yeah, this is my first viewing of all of these three. Last episode, I mentioned that I had originally saw the pilot and decided that originally back in the day that it was for me, the series. So the caveat of last episode was that I did had previously saw the pilot, and I also mentioned that being in the nerdom sphere things, being a science fiction fan, I was going to by osmosis pick up various character details and whatnot from the fandom. Even though I wasn't interested in it, I was going to hear my friends talk about it, co-workers, workers, various people talk about this. So some of this isn't going to be a surprise for me. But these 3 episodes, I've never seen them before. They're fresh to my eyes, and the first one, I guess we can jump on into it. Was the Last Outpost, and this is our first introduction to the Ferengi, which I was familiar with. I'd seen pictures of them. I knew they were the big-eared, crunkly-nosed aliens. I didn't know too much about them. I knew they were kind of I'd got the sense that they were kind of a scheming kind of race, and not a flattering race. As far as also they're I kind of with their I know that they had redid the Klingons for the movies by making them have the weird foreheads, and they carried this on into the Next Generation. But when I originally saw the Ferengi, even I had already had a distaste for the Next Generation at that point. I saw, so this is going to turn into a alien of the week where they have a weird funky eyebrows or, or weird ears, or wacky alien of the week show.
This is like where they start to kind of touch on the fringe of that, of like what kind of what is this alien going to look like, and you can tell some aliens are like one-offs and you will never see them again, and some are going to be reoccurring main major races that they revisit, major species, and the Ferengi, they make an impact, and it's very interesting how this goes. And I made this comment before, but you're going to kind of see how the high peaks and the low peaks as we continue on through the first season of Star Trek. So what was your take on how they did this episode? This episode is all set up for the Ferengi making their debut in the Next Generation.
It's a interesting introduction. They were kind of mystified by the Ferengi as I was, so they learned about them as I did, and there was moments of humor in the episode that sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. Like the whole Chinese finger thing with the data was
beam them over a box full of them over to the Ferengi ship, and
that was all for that punchline, which I guess it worked somewhat. But the whole thing with Data not understanding and not knowing how to get out of it, I didn't make sense to me. I mean, he's an android, he's a computer, he's going to know how to get out of that. But
there's this small this is where Picard and Data kind of start to have a more of a interesting, and not just Data but in Picard, but Data and everyone else kind of treating him as a like, oh, this is the latest human thing that we're going to teach you, Data, or that you're going to be walking into or something. And then there's that dynamic, to great effect later on. You'll see, in my opinion, it becomes again, these are like the very beginnings of these interactions and how they are flowing. There's another one I wanted to ask your opinion on. Like, there's also
there's a rift that seems to be forming between Data and Picard, with Data's inadvertent dissing of the French, and Picard getting a bit miffed about it. I think in two of the episodes I watched, I don't know if it was in this episode, but there was like two mentions where Picard was a little bit miffed by Data's, I think, calling the French language a dead language.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting thing. Another aspect too that you'll kind of come to see, perhaps maybe not, but Picard, the way that Picard has interactions with children are like kind of like, I don't like children, and Data kind of comes off more as like a very innocent, eyes open kind of child in a way, and I guess the better word would be he's Picard. Whenever that occurs, sometimes he's very brusque with Data, and like, okay, all right, or we're in serious mission time here, and you're bringing up finger pup, whatever, Chinese finger. But it works. Yeah.
And Riker acts as a buffer between say like there's a one scene in one of the episodes, I think in this one, where these kids in the discussion room, and Riker has to run them out real quick before Picard could yell at them or get onto them for whatever they're doing in there.
That's true. Yeah, I think we've done this one justice. And not much more to say other than like, what is your thoughts on this one compared to the other two, or the other the other two? Because like, well, technically three, but two episodes. But
this one it's has. And I did watch the original series. It has sort of that original series flavor about down to the planet, and the planet looking very low budget and kind of fun. You don't have the red shirts don't get killed because most of them wear red shirts now. But yeah, there's that interaction of what is there an alien race on the planet? What is it? What's going on? And it kind of plays out like you would think it would. There's not a whole lot of surprises in this episode. It's just something to watch. There wasn't anything stand out about it. Nothing that totally knocked me over. But yeah,
laying in the tracks to start rolling out on more as the crew comes together, etc. But with that being said, that was the Last Outpost, and the next episode was where no one has gone before.
Do we miss the fourth episode?
That was the fourth episode. The Last Outpost, season 1.
Maybe they.
So okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, so it goes like this, and that's why I said technically we've covered 3, but Farpoint 1 and 2 were technically one episode, but they broke them up in 2 because it was part 1 and part 2, and then the third episode was the third episode. But this, the last episode is technically. Oh, you know what? I think I see what you're getting at.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
I thought we did. Well, no, that's not true. No. Did we talk about? I don't know. Anyway. Episode.
What do you have for the 6th episode? This will answer it for me.
6th episode was
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
All right, cool. That's cool. Then we'll cut that one out. But anyway,
but I did see the one before this one, which we haven't talked about.
Yeah, where no one has gone before, correct?
No. There's another one. It's when I forget the name of it, but they there it's when they invite they need the vaccine, and they invite the team on board, and they kidnap Yar.
Yes, the Black Plague thing.
Code of Honor. Code of Honor.
Code of,
That's my
what
episode 4.
Okay, the naked. You know what?
Yeah,
You're right.
I knew it.
You're right. I did watch this one though. I did. I can't believe I thought I was missing one. Anyway, sorry. I was a little too enthusiastic. My thing. Anyway, episode 3, Code of Honor. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. So backwards. But anyway, go kick us off here.
Yeah. Can you tell we don't do a whole lot of planning before episodes?
That's okay. That's totally fine.
No, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that brings the charm to the episode. But yeah, this one's I probably of the 3 episodes in this batch was my least favorite. There wasn't a whole lot going on. They need a vaccine. They kidnap this planet. These guys, they kidnap Lieutenant Yar, who's their security officer on the Enterprise, and the whole thing comes out with the Picard's trying to not incite a war between these 2 planets, or the Federation and this planet. So he's having to navigate the minefield of this planet's code of honor, which is more archaic than what the Federation. But the Federation has kind of grown past these kind of archaic sort of handlings of of people and honor and whatnot, and he's trying to navigate the minefield of this, and trying to get the vaccine and rescue Lieutenant Yar as well.
Yeah, this was I agree with you. This is probably the weakest one, even weaker than the one before it, episode 2, technically, because I screwed myself up, and I was counting episode 4.1 and 2 as like 2 episodes, but it's 1. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, this one was and the kitschiness in it. This is kind of like the zany kind of Star Trek that hopefully we won't see too much of, but it exists. Rewatching this, it really, I don't know why, but well, I know why. That's not true. Coming to America, I kind of got a little bit of Eddie Murphy kind of vibes of like how they were, the aliens kind of waffle between being very well done and like kind of just being like, yeah, let's do that. Like whatever that is, just like make them look different slightly, and then put them on screen. Yeah, so I agree with
the thing that jumped to my mind was the department store version. The department store version of Alien.
Okay.
Let's go to this section and get all these outfits.
Right.
Get them all dressed up. Yeah, I know the intentions of the episode, but the execution wasn't all there. Like the big fight scene between Yar and was she the one or the first or whatever. There's like a challenge because the head guy of this planet wants to claim Lieutenant Yar as his first, which is I guess his first wife, and his current first doesn't like that, so she challenges Lieutenant Yar to the death. And their whole fight scene is hilarious. That was just very funny to watch. Not very well executed.
Yeah, this is kind of like what we're kind of coming in. This is my fault. But we started talking about the better episode first, and then it's still that same. This is where they're getting the theory, the formula down of like alien of the week. Typical Star Trek plots. Beam it. There's always something with a vaccine or whatever, and that's going to be repeated many times over Star Trek and has. But this is one of the ones that didn't quite age so well as the other one. But I do like they snatch her right off the bat when they are first introduced in the first few scenes, I believe. Memory will recall from like watching this, but
since we're kind of mixing them up a little bit, there's I think in this episode, maybe in the next one, there was there's a scene, a nice little scene between Geordi and Data, where they're just Data Data comes into Geordi's room and they have a little conversation, and it's a nice kind of character development scene.
Is he shaven on that one?
I think he's shaven.
Yeah. That's yep. That was that was like and you have those like that's true because you start to see kind of like how Data and Geordi have a sweet little relationship as far as like Data being innocent, more childlike in some things, and just asking questions that normal normal adult would never ask.
The whole thing where Data's trying to figure out jokes, it was a good touch in this episode. That's if true. There was one takeaway from this episode, was the development of that. There was a scene later where Data asks Picard if he's joking,
right?
And I think Picard or Riker says it's kind of like a joke, doesn't it?
Right.
But yeah. I think that's probably all we could say on this episode.
And we'll dump this one here for next week. But for
I've seen that. I've seen that one.
Sorry,
where no man's gone before. Sorry, we'll be on the ball next week. But no, I did see this one, not the next one.
And okay, so moving on from our screwed up order here, or my fault. But anyway, this one, what was your thinking on this one? Really curious.
This was probably the best one so far, just because it had an interesting storyline. It does focus mainly on Wesley Crusher, but which he normally is kind of an annoying character. But for the most part, in this episode, he's not that annoying. Because he's basically observing this alien that comes aboard, and the basic plot is that they've got this new propulsion system that's supposed to hype up their warp drive, and they end up far off into space where no man has gone before, and basically, this alien called the Traveler, he forms a bond with Wesley Crusher, and the whole episode is weighted heavily on the Traveler character, and such an intriguing, interesting character that he kind of glosses over the bad aspects of Wesley Crusher, and makes for an interesting episode. I like the propulsion scientist, the very egotistical guy that he kind of stands out as an interesting character. He's just kind of very abrasive and rude to everybody, and turns out he doesn't know anything of what he's talking about. It's the Traveler that kind of is behind it all as far as what's being able to be done with the warp drive.
Yeah, the new tech of the week or whatever, which allows them to do this, to go way far out there, way beyond the galaxy and whatnot, and it sets up a longer story arc too. But we'll get there, maybe we won't. But it does set up Wesley to be a little bit less annoying, or reasons to have Wesley around, that kind of thing. But
do you know what the real star of the episode is?
No.
Wesley's orange sweater. There's a picture of it right.
Oh, that's there. Right. Yeah.
that sweater. That's a standout. That's got some resistance.
Oh yes. So fresh, so clean. 80s crochet. Sweater vest here, or sweater going
Why
on.
Don't I see people cosplaying as Wesley Crusher in that sweater?
Exactly.
Why? The crime. Exactly. I need to see this. And if anyone has the picture or has ever cosplayed with that, I would love to see it. I'm sorry I cut you off a little bit on your speech there, but I saw that sweater, that picture of the sweater, and I had to. And this again adds the alien of the week with the wacky forehead and nose.
Right. Like, and again, we're starting to see like where they do them right, and where there's just like, I don't know, man. Let's just go to the clothing rack back there, the costume racks, and have them set you up with like something like whatever.
Yeah, I think this actor, I don't know how he looks in real life, but he kind of had this odd kind of alien-esque look to him anyway. So I think yes. Does he actually have a photo of him out of makeup?
Not seen.
I guess not. But yeah, he has an interesting look. Yeah. Actually, they did a good job of making him more alien-like because he looks like a normal dude. But yeah, I think I think the makeup works best when you can't really tell what's makeup and what's not, and they did a good job of kind of blending in the stark on that picture. It's more stark as to what's going on, but when he's colored in the darker lighting, it looks more effective as far as the makeup.
Yeah, this is like where they start to get they get a little bit more cerebral, they get a little bit more serious, and they get much better at that as they go on, as the season develops. But this is one of the anchors that will come back later, I think, that are good, that are done. You can definitely tell when these there's two kinds of things that happen with this. Like one's like major story arcs that you remember very clearly, and ones that like where it's just like you touched on it before, that does become a thing later on, that you like between an interaction between Picard and Data, or Geordi and Picard, or the crew and Picard, or excuse me, Geordi and Data, or Data and the crew, that kind of thing. There's a lot of those touchstones as we're rolling through them, that will grow as we go on. But I agree with you. The other one, the first one that the second one that we covered was actually the first one this week anyway. Code of Honor was probably the weakest of all these three for sure.
We were just using the old science fiction trope of time travel. We just traveled in the future episode, and then we traveled back. It's
That's
more
right.
of those. It's kind of like a conceptual episode for us.
Right.
And like Star Trek, we'll get better with this as it goes on. Maybe we'll have a whoosh or something with it.
Yeah, minus Mike's horrible 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 versus like one of these days I'll get that right. But having said
there's
that,
a reason why we're not doing a math show.
Right, yeah, we are duly noted for sure. Well, with that,
I did notice one last thing. I did notice that this particular episode was directed by Rob Bowman, and I recognized that name, so I had to look it up while I was watching it. And he directed a lot of X-Files episodes. That's why I recognized his.
I did not know that.
His name, and evidently he directed quite a few Next Generation episodes as well. So we'll be seeing his name in the credits. And looks like he did quite a few of the A-Team as well.
Yeah, definitely knows what he's doing. Very talented, and that comes through in this episode for sure. And other episodes, now that I know that he did X-Files, like love the X-Files TV show. Cool.
Okay, awesome. I keep interrupting you. I won't interrupt you this time.
You're good. I didn't have much to say. But yeah, where no one has gone before, and then we'll do 6. Will you do 6 and 7 or 6, 7, 8? Next week.
Yeah. The next 3 episodes, however you count them. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our content. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. It's not going to hurt our feelings. But yeah, go ahead and leave us a comment. Tell us how we're doing. And just a reminder, since we've got series going, we do have a regular podcast that we do every weekend. It comes out either Sunday or Monday, depending on how we're feeling. But yeah, we cover all things Nerdom. I think their latest episode we cover the Batman and some of the better Batman storylines that we like. So if that sounds interesting to you, check that out, or look at our catalog episodes and grab one that grabs your interest. But yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, Thomas, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you guys.